Hey, hey, everybody.
Go back to
How
you
is
too.
everybody doing today? We're going to be talking about Oklahoma Bigfoot. And you guys know all of the people up here on panel. To my right, you have Q. Down below me, you have White Wolf Bushcraft Survival. And beside of him, you have my sissy, Lady Jaxx, Paranormal. I want to say hi to everybody that's in chat so far.
What's up,
Adrian, Teddy, Patty. How is everybody doing today? We have a really interesting show for
Jen?
tonight. I recorded about 30 minutes of the show, which the thing was only probably about 48 minutes long, but I only recorded 30 minutes of it. It's pretty much that
Yours?
these people telling their story of the encounters they have, things they have witnessed, and throughout their lives when it comes to Bigfoot. But the name of the video was called Oklahoma Bigfoot. Nana Doris, hey, I love you. If Um, you want to watch the full thing, you can go on to Tubi and watch Monster Chronicles. That will
What's up,
you'll see
ORD2? What's up,
what's going
Brad?
on. Too. Hey, Brad. It's gonna be an interesting show tonight, y'all.
I do, Patty. I hate you so much. You're such a.
I don't hate you, Patty. so, um, I want to try to stay on topic tonight. After we get done talking about all this, I don't care if we start cutting up. I don't. But I really, really, really enjoyed listening to this today and listening to the story. And I want everybody else to be able to hear it too. We have 10 people in the chats already. They're coming in right quick. I hope everybody enjoys it as much as I did listening to it. You need some
Teddy said
tea.
he needs.
There's always one, isn't there?
Yeah. And
It's always
Teddy's in.
that one. It's always
Look,
Teddy.
Dr. Pepper tastes like prune juice.
Okay,
You see,
sissy, thank you.
he keeps showing
I
Dr. Pepper. That's why I don't drink it. It tastes like
I'm
prune.
telling you. No, it tastes like prune juice. I'm telling you. I'm glad I'm not the only one who thinks that. I'm so glad. Hey, Sharon.
You're seeing this stuff before I am. My computer must be lagging. There she is. Hey Sharon, how you doing?
I
You're
like
seeing
Coke Zero. I don't like the.
so anyways, um we are going to get the ball started here in just a few. I want to give it a little bit more time for everybody to pop in that wants to be here to listen. Hey Sam, how you doing, brother? We're talking about Oklahoma Bigfoot or Bigfoot in general tonight. This was from Tubi. It's called Monster Chronicles. They're documentaries up there, and that's where I listen to. I hope everybody's going to enjoy this show tonight because, to be honest with you, I enjoyed listening to it. Um, give me just a minute, y'all. Just a minute.
So while Brenda's sorting her stuff out, how's everybody doing in chat? Are we all having a good day?
I hope everybody is. It's been shared out on all my platforms. Um, anyway, turn the volume up. I'm going to go ahead and start playing this. And like I said, I will stop it in throughout so everybody can, so we can talk about the things we're hearing. And maybe somebody can share their insights on the things that they've seen and heard. I do know that the other night that we was on a panel with Teddy, and Teddy seen some pretty interesting stuff too. Danny, hey brother, how you doing? This is it's 29 minutes and 29 seconds long, but we will, like I said, we will stop it in throughout, so we can talk about it. And I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Well, it's gotta have the noise effects before it starts, always. And I do want to say that there's not that much crickets whenever a Bigfoot's around. I'm just making that. Hey, Hensley.
There's something out there. It goes by many names. Sasquatch, Oma, Bukwas, Bigfoot. Considered a myth by some and real by others, it's thought to be either a primitive human or some kind of primate. Most people don't believe it exists at all, but it's oh too real to those who have seen it, and seeing is believing. It's a life-changing event for those who glimpse the rare beast. From a simple change in attitude of our place in the world to lifelong quests to seek out the animal, as it was for Esther Schroeder. Esther is a Bigfoot researcher. She spends most of her off time searching for the creature. Weekends spent camping and walking the forests of America, looking for signs and evidence of the animal. Her travels have taken her deep into the Pacific Northwest and into southern states. She's been looking for over 20 years, and as a child, she saw one near her home in Oklahoma.
I was probably 3 or 4. I was sitting in my high chair, dining room. There was the door behind me, and then a window right beside me. And we had these old ivory-colored drapes, and there was a gap showing through. And I happened to look over. It was night. I don't know if it was before supper or after supper. And I looked out, and the ugliest face I'd ever seen in my life with hair on it was looking back in at me. It reminded me of probably the ugliest person I'd ever seen because it had the humanistic traits. Say 3 or 4, because I was still sitting in that high chair. And I screamed monster. And my brother and my dad got up with the gun and ran outside, and there was nothing there.
At this young age, Esther was terrified of what she saw peering in at her through the kitchen window.
Now, I do want to say one thing about this before I continue on. I have actually witnessed myself with my own eyes, something peeking through the window back at me. I was in the bathroom when that happened to me. I had lost my footing that day or that night. Can't say day, but night. And when I went to grab onto the sink, when my eyes were looking out the window when I went to grab onto the sink, I had two big glowing eyes glaring back at me. So what this lady is saying is very true. It can actually happen. Now, there's been many of reports for um, people saying that they have had something big and hairy looking in at them through the window.
Brent, wasn't that your one house?
Yeah, when I was living out there in Mewborn Church Road is when that
Yep.
happened. There
I
was all
remember you
kinds
calling.
of there was all kinds of Bigfoot activity going on around that house. I mean, even the
Hmm.
trees proved that they were out there too because they were breaking the limbs off, and they always seem to leave them at a point.
Right.
But it is what it is. I mean, these stories, like I said, these stories on this documentary are so true because I have experienced them myself. Okay, let me get it back started again.
It would launch a lifelong quest to face her demons and discover what is lurking in the forests of America. Though many ridicule people who have had such encounters,
My blood
the
did turn to
emotional
ice,
toll
bud.
they
It
take
did.
on witnesses cannot be denied. As Esther grew up in Payne County, Oklahoma, she had other encounters with the thing in the woods.
Next thing I really remembered was my best friend. I might have been about 8 or 9, and she came to spend the night. And it was in the winter time, and their pond was iced over, and we decided to go slide on the pond. And I had a little dog at the time called Hot Dog. He was just a mutt, and he was standing up on the dam and looking at something on the other side of the dam because the creek bottoms was right below that dam. Now his hair stood up and he was growling. And Renee was my friend's name. Well, me and her ran over. We were going to see what the dog was growling at. And all of a sudden, we get the
Lord have mercy.
siren type scream that you'd ever heard. And we took off running. The dog was right on our tail, and the dog had its tail between its legs and kept looking back. And we ran all the way back to the house. And, well, needless to say, my best friend never spent the night with me again because she said that we had monsters.
Esther never associated the monsters in her life with Bigfoot. With no one to talk to about her encounters and no information about the creatures, she became more reserved and fearful of the night.
At the time, I didn't know what Bigfoot was, Sasquatch. I don't remember in a boggy creek, but the description that they described on it was what I related it to from then on. I can remember several nights that I'd look out the window, my bedroom window, and we were upstairs, and something was on our porch looking in, something big, and I couldn't tell you how old I was then, but it'd be every so often, but I was just scared a lot. I didn't want to sleep by the windows anymore. I found a nice quiet corner somewhere.
With age comes maturity, and as Esther became a teenager, she gathered the nerve to venture into the woods surrounding her house, sometimes even camping out. It was then she found the first physical evidence of the creatures in the woods.
Okay, so when it comes to finding physical evidence of creatures in the woods, if everybody can remember on many of my hunts, if you have followed me during my Bigfoot journey, the things that we have found in the woods was handprints, footprints, And we have also found, like, I can't say, I can't really prove that they were scratch marks, but it looked to be scratch marks in the trees. If you really know what you're doing when it comes to going out Bigfoot hunting, what you're looking for, what to listen for, you will know, you'll know pretty much what these things are. I mean, they're bipedal. They stand on 2 feet. There's no denying what these things could be. Really, there's really not. Well, I'm going to continue on.
When I was 12, I think I played in a nest or a shelter. I was fearless at the age of 12 and did a lot of camping out on our property or my uncle's property, which was right across the road. We both had 160 acres with the same 3 creeks running through it. I found this one area. It was real close to the road along our fence line and close to the first creek. You know, to look at it, it just looked like a whole bunch of greenbriers grown up in about a set of 5 trees, 5, maybe 6 trees that was kind of in a circle. There was a tunnel that led through there. And I got on my hands and knees and went in about 3 to 4 or 5 foot. And then it opened up and it reminded me of an igloo on the inside. You know, it just opened up into a big room. There was like Johnson grass, which was this, I don't know, it kind of reminds you of prairie hay or something, or wheat, wild wheat or something. Everybody chews on it. You know, it looked like something had been bedding in there. And with me not knowing anything at the time, and there was like 3 areas of peepholes. One looked directly over the creek, one looked over the road, and then the other one looked directly at our house. And you wouldn't notice it from the outside either. You know, something to camp out there all the time. Crazy kids.
At 17, Esther would have the most frightful encounter of her life with a creature. On a dark night and home alone, the creature paid her another visit.
And I was almost 17. One night I was sitting watching TV, and I kept hearing some noises outside the house, banging noises and stuff. I turned off the TV, turned off all the lights inside the house, and turned on the outside lights. We had one in the same dining room area, and one in the back, which had the back side of the house lit up pretty good. I kind of crawled on my belly to look up in the same window that I had the sighting as a child, and it was unbelievable. There was a hairy, man-like creature standing out there, but its shoulders come up to our door frame, and it was hunched over, and the doorknob was wiggling, and we had no locks on the door, and there was no screen on that particular door. I got up real fast, ran through the back door to the back door where the car was parked, and instead of backing up like normally, I just drove through the yard, and the thing crossed in front of the car, headed down toward the creek, and I headed for town. It was just wiggling the doorknob. I don't know if it was trying to get in. I imagine if it wanted in, it would have came in. But
And that's true. If a Bigfoot wants in, it's going to get in. The damn thing could bust through a door. I've heard reports of they saying that these things could try to open up doors, but they got hands just like we do. These creatures are very, very, very smart. There's nothing dumb about it. Nothing dumb about them whatsoever. That's why I don't get why, you hear these stories, people talking about, well, it tried to get in my house. If that damn thing wanted in, it's going to bust through your door.
Now, see, Brenda, you just convinced me why the fuck I ain't going in the forest. You just said how smart they are. They know what the fuck they doing. Therefore, my point made exactly. My ass don't go in the woods. They know what they're doing. They're not dumb.
You can't be scared,
Look at
sissy.
that. Oh, look at that Jax right there. She can't run as fast as the other ones. They'll trip her ass up. That will get her good. Well, shit, you go ahead and go. See, Jason ain't right up there. He'll go. But you guys gotta go. You gotta go to the Mogollon Rim. That's like, it's right around Grand Canyon. So I know the Grand Canyon is the Grand Canyon, but the other side is like, it's woods. It's a big old like state park.
Right.
Once I'm 55, we all can get in free, but I ain't free yet. I ain't free yet.
Right.
Don't think
Hawk just made a point to me too. I think I've told you this story, Sissy. I remember telling you this story. I was at work. I would think I was working third shift.
Guinness like you.
And Billy had called me and said that the floor just got punched. I said, what do you mean the floor just got punched? He said, the floor just got punched. You could actually see the wood come up.
Oh, yeah. You told me that. Yeah.
Under the house.
You weren't there.
Opening under the house. I mean, deep opening under the house.
It's like he was underneath there punching up.
Right. So I told him, I said, well, what are you going to do? He said, well, I pulled my gun out and I cocked my gun back. And next thing you know, he goes, you didn't hear nothing else. It got completely quiet.
They're smart, aren't they? Yeah.
Right. They know the smell of the gun. They know the smell of the gun.
But wait a minute. Our Bigfoot here is not as big as your Bigfoot there, so maybe I'll go. A little smaller. like fun size smaller. That's what Ryan says. Ryan says he's not big, but still, I don't know. I'll be the driver. I'll wait in the car. Look, when you come running, I'll knock open the door and say, get in. Yep. I'll take off like a bat out of hell.
Well, see, Brad just said, have you ever listened to
Brent just said they smell. How do you know? They could have small Bigfoot. Small Bigfoot probably knock you on your ass too. I'm just saying.
Okay, I got a big dick.
Look. You hearing this shit, Q? You hear this shit? This is your boy, Q. This is your boy. No, that's your boy. That's your Jason.
Jason, behave, please.
You behave, you naughty boy.
So
he's just saying.
Brad just asked, have you ever listened to Sasquatch Chronicles podcast? Very interesting stories. I have never listened to them. The ones I listen to is Buckeye Bigfoot and Bigfoot World Radio, Duke. Those
you know what? Dan had one time on his YouTube channel. When he has YouTube channel, Dan had one time. He went outside and he was hearing this noise, and it was loud, Brett. It was loud. Like he went outside, he was filming. And I was sitting there going, what would make that god awful noise? It was like, I don't know if Dan's still in here. He was in here. It was like crazy, the vocals they can do. And look, that wasn't no wolf and no coyote. We've got coyotes here. We've got javelina. We've got all sorts of wildlife here. I've never heard that before. And that's just my daughter. She went camping, sort of going up into the forest. They went up higher. And she said she went to the bathroom and was like away from the camp. And she said she heard, a mom is a mom, whether it's a Bigfoot, a coyote, a mother is a mother. She said she heard something like calling out, but calling out as she said it sounded worried. Like she sounded like frantic, like when you can't find your kid. So then she heard the other side of the lake where she was creeped her the hell out. She heard a younger, like a more of a high pitched, but like you could tell it was small, and they were vocalizing back and forth across the lake. Yeah, she'll never forget it. She told you about that story the one time we were doing rent. She'll never forget it. She said it was the scariest, most coolest thing. She goes, Mom, it was like she was calling for her child. That's how it sounded to her, like It was frantic that she couldn't find her kid, but then the kid's like, "Oh yeah, yeah, I'm here, I'm here, here." But the way it sounded, it's like they were vocalizing back and forth. So they do communicate with each other.
Yeah, they do. We was out at the news filming,
Be smarter
and
out. They be smarter out there, Lady Jaxx, because you almost in space there. I'm telling you, look. I'd rather go look for UFOs and go look for Bigfoot, okay? But when I see the UFOs, I'm gonna hide too because I don't want to go up there either. Look, I'm
so,
scared of everything with ghosts. So I will stick with my ghosts, okay? I'm gonna stick with the spirits because you know what? Look, what they
The
gonna do to
thing,
me?
the thing is, when it comes to communication between animals, even if it's not what we would consider an intelligent animal, whether it be a deer, a wolf,
Hmm.
a friggin' mouse, a parent recognizes its
Yep.
baby.
Oh, absolutely.
And if the baby is in some sort of distress,
They're gonna
nine
know.
times out of ten, the parent is going to react to it. Now, the more intelligent, then I presume the more intelligent their response is going to be in maybe helping their
She
child.
said it almost sounded like she would be saying, "Hey, where are you? Where are you? Where are you?" And the kid would be, "I'm over here. I'm over." Just and she, if she had to put it into words, it would be like her saying, "Conlon, where are you? I can't find you. I can't see you. Where are you?" Frantically, it was, but it was more like she said it was more like a frantic kind of thing. It's like she couldn't find her child. Like you say, if you go to a carnival and you lose your child, you're frantic. You're a mother. You can't find your child. She said that's what it sounded like. But as soon as she heard the child, her voice came down a little bit. She was not as she sounded frantic. She said,
she like she couldn't find it.
just like Rain. She had 4 puppies. They're big. They're about the size of her, but she still knows that those are her kids. She
Yeah,
still knows that those are her puppies, and that's it. And
it's,
dogs are very smart. They know they're young. They do. Same with wolves, coyotes, even down to a mouse. They know they're babies, even when there's 30 of them, maybe 50. I don't know. Daniel wants me to buy him mice. I said, I don't know about that. Because when you get 2 mice, you get 60
ah,
mice.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I'm saying, Adrian. Look, Eli wants to get beamed up. Ask him. He said all the time. He said, I wonder what it's like to get probed. I'm like, I don't want to know.
Yeah, bro.
Look, I saw that movie Fire in the Sky, and that happened right here in Arizona. Have you ever seen that movie Fire in the Sky? Where the
Mm-mm.
guy was like taken by aliens and he comes back and the people don't believe him? That happened about an hour and a half for me.
Yeah, it was the story of Travis Walton.
Yes,
Um,
nobody believed him. But the things that he was saying, Q, were impossible for him to like. Nothing on earth that we use what he was talking about. It was he was very vivid in what he had said.
well,
Like the what I
Travis
know.
Walton has come out and said after the movie was made that they did change the story slightly for the use of television to make it
I'm
more
sure it was nice.
watchable as a movie. But when you listen to what he actually
Yeah,
said,
Snowflake. Yeah,
his story is actually more terrifying than
it
what you see
is.
in the movie.
Oh,
But
could
there
you
is,
imagine?
there are a lot of people that still don't believe Travis. I'm on the fence with that one because if I was to say, yes, I believe him, then that means aliens have been here, and I'm still on the fence with that.
I'm
Yeah,
not.
I'll
You know,
say
I think they. You know, I think they come here because look, they made this world before us. They were here, and they're like, "Oh, y'all fucked it up. We're coming back to take over." That's what it is. They're watching us, going, "Oh, you can't even take care of this little planet."
yeah. As
But
far as
getting
chat,
back,
hold on, just a second. Just as far as the vocals and stuff like that going back and forth, when people
Mm-hmm.
heard, I have actually heard samurai chatter when we was out at the noose. They were talking
Mm-hmm.
back and forth to each other from the woods.
Yeah,
I have,
it's like you could almost put into words what they're saying sometimes. Like Megan said, she goes, Mom, if I had to put it into words, she was like yelling his name, where are you, where are you, where are you, frantically. But as soon as she heard the younger Bigfoot,
Mm-hmm.
her voice calmed down,
Yep.
just like we would. And I know I've seen like documentaries on Bigfoot and stuff like that. They're very nurturing parents, according to them. They are just as we are. Same like like you ever seen like monkeys, like orangutan. They're very very like with their child, and I think that Bigfoot would be the same. If they're smart, like you say, and they're intelligent, they're gonna know when their child's missing.
Yeah.
Wish my kids would go missing. Shit.
What were you saying, Q? I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Well, I was just going to say when Jacqueline was saying about UFOs, we do have some people that now come out and say stuff like, "Oh, maybe it's the Bigfoots that are flying UFOs, or getting
I fit in
dropped
it.
off with them, getting dropped off by them because UFOs and Bigfoot sightings seem to happen at the same time." And to that, all I can say is, well, prove to me one of the things actually exists
Right.
first,
Yeah.
and then we can start talking about whether they got dropped off by aliens or whether, you know. But what evidence have we got of Bigfoot? I mean, I know we've got some footage, and to be perfectly honest, there's no good footage of a Bigfoot that I've seen.
Well, I have to do a PSA right now, so everybody in chat, when you hear Q call my name, he is the only one allowed to call me that. So if you try to call me by that name, I shan't answer. Q is the only one to call me Jacqueline. That's it. He is the only one. Okay, everybody else, he's privileged. Okay, because his wife's name is Jacqueline too. So we kind of that's cool. See,
She looks great as shit.
what Teddy say? What Teddy say? I don't see it.
But what proof do we have of Bigfoot?
Nowhere.
Look at
He's talking about the other night in the while we was on panel with him while he was in the woods, and we seen all them orbs and stuff.
Look, Jack saw him too. They were big. They were like they were not. You couldn't go. What? No, you saw them. Like Jax didn't see what we saw, but as soon as he saw those orbs, like, well, we'll go back. What's that? And they were all over the place. But
Yeah.
also, you heard the walking, and Brenda, I saw exactly what you saw right through that path. I saw
Yeah.
it. I saw it.
Yeah.
It was standing right there.
It
And
was like
Grady's like, I said to
like
Teddy,
Josh
did you see
Hawkins. You
it?
could still see the bigness of it. You could still see the width of it.
It was
What was
just huge. He looked
yeah.
like a giant tree, like the girth of a tree.
Right.
Freaks me out a little bit. I was a little nervous for Teddy out there. I was like, dude, run home, Teddy. There's a Bigfoot out there. And then he was talking about the alligators migrating. He's going near the water. I was getting scared about that. He had me very nervous that night.
Yeah.
Did he tell you he got scared the shit out of this morning? Did he tell you that real quick? Teddy and I got the shit scared out of us. He's going in the house. He's filming. He's got me on the duo, right? He's like,
Mhm.
I hear footsteps. I hear stuff. I said, all right. All right. Yeah, you too, Ron. You're the only one that to say it too because you're my cousin. I said, what is that?
Hey, Ron.
What is that noise? He opens up this door, Brent, and a black cat jumps out. Scared the living shit out of both of us. Just bam, jumped out. It had to be a black cat. But the cat was friendly. It wasn't, he opened the door to see if the cat would go out. It wouldn't go out. Hey, West Damon. So I think the owner left the cat. So I told Teddy, well, you got a cat, bro. Can't leave it there. Or take
No,
it to, I don't know if you guys have humane societies out there where you could take a cat.
yeah, we do. We have the ASPCA, which they don't kill them. So
All right, Teddy, take that kitty there. It's a cute kitten. I mean, it's loving. It was loving on it. Teddy fed it chicken. He's hungry. But Brendan,
I,
when he's got that phone face towards the dang closet, and I'm expecting nothing to come out of the closet, and damn cat jumps out. I was like, Lord have mercy, my blood's pumping already. Scared the crap out of Teddy too. Yeah. He
Teddy
was
said
making the noise. He was making the tree branches creak. I
yeah.
don't know if he. I don't know if they. I don't know. He was standing there. I don't think he was moving. The Bigfoot. I don't think he was moving. I think he was trying to stay still so you didn't notice him. But I did hear the branches, and I did look, Bram. Trees don't grow that way.
that was his wife.
Go ahead.
That was his wife making
The velociraptor, probably, maybe. Trees don't bend that way. Sorry, Teddy. I mean, I said the velociraptor. I was nice. Trees don't they don't arch, and these trees were arched. Like all of them were arched over.
They
I've
were they
never
were
seen I've never seen a forest like that.
they were
In
intertwined. All of
Pennsylvania,
them.
I grew up in the forest. They had regular standing trees. These were like they came up and they arched.
Mm-hmm.
Is that because that's for the younger Bigfoots, so they know where to go, or is that a path they put? But no man made those paths. I'm telling you right now, no man. And even where Teddy would walk into each, like there were even like they were like gates, sort of like. Do you know what I mean? They were like gates. There was one, two, they were like gates, and they were like fully arched. That's what reminded me of them. They were like gates. You had to walk through it.
Yeah, it's true. All
Q,
right.
I bought Jason the same beer, but his is in a bottle. I was a good girlfriend. Did I brought him home Guinness? He said, "Oh yeah." It
All
was
right.
cheap. It was $15.99 for a 12 pack. It's normally what 25. I said that's a deal. Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna
Breadcrumbs. Look, Teddy almost got lost to us. He ain't gonna lie. Don't. He was like, he goes, I know how to get back, girl. I'm like going, oh, that's a problem because we all on TV and we can't help you.
no, not at
I
all. Couldn't help
didn't
him
see
at all.
where he came in or where he went out. I was like going, look, you let anybody know where you were? You go, no. Oh, you got a problem, bro. I don't know. He got out though, I guess. I mean,
He did. He did. He
go
got
towards the
down.
light.
He made his way back. All
We'll
right. I'm
take him
gonna
some
start.
time.
All right. I'm gonna
Did he take
start
it?
this over again. Not over, but I'm gonna let it continue on playing.
Now, this is the lady who saw the Bigfoot, right?
Yeah. There's a lady that's
When she
seen it.
was young, right? Because I saw this documentary too. It was
It,
interesting.
it was.
Scared me enough to get the heck out of there. The thing scared me.
Esther is not alone. Many people have had experiences with Bigfoot. At a time when Bigfoot had all but been declared dead by the national media, reports and sightings continue to pour in. Physical evidence is mounting as more and more footprints are being found in out-of-the-way places. Occasionally, new photos will surface, and stories spread like wildfire across the internet of new sightings and findings. Along the way, Esther has gathered many sighting reports and stories of encounters with this elusive creature. In an effort to document her travels, Esther often videotapes her excursions and interviews eyewitnesses.
We heard this really wild yell. I don't know what we call it. There was something like I never heard before, ever, anywhere, period. And neither had they. And it ran up around us and skirted around us and went up the hill, and it ran through the brush like a person, running down this trail. You could hear somebody running. But it was at night, and we could see because the mortar just went off, and we were all looking at the flash, and we heard that. We were like, whoa, what was that? And Greg lit another one off, and we heard two more, or one more, or at least one more, and they were young ones down in the same spot where we heard the first sound. And when they hollered, the thing that ran by us ran right back down there as fast as it could go, right by us. And the girls got scared really bad, and they got in the car and were wanting us to leave, and we were wondering what the hell that was, because we've all lived out here this all our lives. We've never seen anything or heard anything like that before. And then Greg put another way, he shoots at them like that, and it went down by the trees and blew up, and they hollered one more time and went through the trees and was gone. We could hear them going through the trees, and we left too. When we went back up there the next day, you could see their trail through the fireweed that was growing, like you run through tall grass. No real footprints to speak of except for where they mashed the grass down, and they were pretty good steps in between. Bigger than we could jump, and I'm 6'1". It was whatever it was had a pretty good stride. We found 11 tracks all together, trended this one, trended all 11, like a cat stone. This one is 15 inches long, 7 inches wide. You can see the lines in it and everything. There was one common print, approximately 4.5 to 5 inches long in there. I've been basically looking for them for about 11, 12 years. And found several prints. I've seen 3 in my life. One night, there was something that would make 2 taps on this side of me in the woods, and immediately it would be answered by 3 taps on this side of me, and that was making me a little nervous. And some people were telling me that that might be how they drive a deer to a certain place to get ambushed. It drove me back to my vehicle. So,
They're talking about wood knocks. I have heard many different stories about wood knocks. Wood knocks, I've heard that they do that to let the others know that how many people that's in the forest. I've heard what this guy is saying. Who knows it to be the truth when it comes to wood knocks? They truly are meaning behind these wood knocks when they do their wood knocks. Because it always seems like whenever somebody is around the woods, there's people in the forest that you hear these wood knocks.
I can't remember what I heard the wood knocks were for. They said something like location,
Yeah.
like for others to know where they are, and then they knock like kind of like a bat with echolocation is kind of the same thing. That's what I heard.
Thing. You think it's a location thing, letting everybody know because humans are seen in the woods, letting it kind of communicating through wood knocks.
Yeah, don't go there. Don't go. I think that they know that, and there's only certain trees that make a knock. I mean, they got to know what tree. Like Teddy was after that one. The one part one he did right behind him. We heard that clunk. That was clear as day, Bren. That knock, and that was right behind him. No one else is. Nothing else is going to knock on a tree like that. They take a piece of wood and they knock. Like, oh, I don't know, a Bigfoot. You know that crew that goes out in a Bigfoot expedition or something like that. And there's 4 of them.
Yep.
Like, that's what they said. The knocks are like for like saying, oh hey, you know, they're like you said, people there, or there's like the smaller ones that have lost their way, or they said something like that too. I mean, they don't know everything either. They don't. I don't think anybody's ever going to know everything about Bigfoot. First of all, there's no proof. I mean, there's sightings and people believe it. Like, well, I know what I saw in the sky one night. Just like you know what you saw. I know what I saw in the forest. But until they get proof, like DNA, by the time this is the problem with the Bigfoot DNA. By the time they get it and they find it and they get it to a lab, it's old. There's nothing there. They can't use it. They find nests all the time where they say they sleep in, and there'll be hair and stuff in there. But I think that's why they're so elusive. They are untrackable. I mean, the greatest trackers in the world can't even track down a Bigfoot.
I wonder if knocking on the trees though isn't just for an audible sound, but also maybe some sort of vibration through the ground. I mean, I don't know how far any vibration like that would travel. Certainly nothing that ourselves would pick up very far away. But you know, there's a lot of creatures that are they do use vibration.
Mm-hmm. Look, whales do what they do. They can vibrate the water. Look, gators when they mate, they can vibrate the water with their backs. I mean, animals can do fantastic things.
They use their senses differently.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep. And I don't know why. Like, there's one day there's going to get proof. Like, there's footprints, and they cast them and they bring them back, and their footprints they're huge. They're huge. Like the one guy, I think you know what I'm talking about. He's an older gentleman, Brent. He's like a Bigfoot aficionado. He knows everything about big. He's got a mustache. He's got gray hair. He's got like the big footprints of the Bigfoot. And
Yeah, I think
he said they're out there. It's just by the time they get the sample and get it to the lab, there's nothing left to sample. It's too old. They pick up on little things here and there, but nothing that'll prove it is a Bigfoot. Now,
yeah,
what what DNA would prove it's a Bigfoot?
blood.
What would they have to have? I mean, it would have to be an unknown origin when they test it. That's enough rain. When they test it, it'd be unknown. They're not going to know what it is.
No. I would really honestly think that that they would have to be blood in order for them to be able to test it because people have sent in hair. People have sent in what? How many things? And I don't know if anybody's sending in blood. Wouldn't the blood prove that they are what they are? I would think so. But who can get close enough to a Bigfoot to collect a blood sample?
Well, I don't know whether blood would necessarily prove it's a Bigfoot. It would just
That's true
prove that
either.
it's something different. Until we classify these things, until somebody's beaten one over a head, stuck it in a net and dragged it away or killed it, we can't prove anything. Like before we started the stream, we've had so many creatures on the planet
Mm-hmm.
that were thought to be myths. Freaking platypus, pandas, gorillas. A couple of 150 years ago, these things never existed on our planet,
Nope.
supposedly. And
There's
then
this
when
IQ that's out
when
there and
they
it's
were
called
found, they're
extinct.
now in every bleeding zoo all over the
Yeah,
world. The
there's this guy. It's called the show Extinct or Not, and he goes around and he looks for these animals. Like when he found the Tasmanian devil, they said they don't exist anymore. Well, he found one, and like the
Right.
platypus, these animals that said that they've died out hundreds of years ago, they're finding in places where people don't go. That's why they're. I just he found a Tasmanian devil. He got pictures of it. They do exist. Maybe they are really good at hiding, or like, look, every I'll have to send you that link to his show, Bryn, and Q. I'll send it to you. He literally goes out and like this a species of shark that has not existed for many hundreds and hundreds of years. Hey, he found it. He found the shark. I mean, I forget what the name of the shark. It was an ugly ass shark, but it exists. They found it in deep, dark, brackish waters. I mean, look, the ocean, just
Sasquatch.
like forests, only
Back is
5% of the ocean has been explored. 5%. That's not even a lot. And nobody can get in the forest, Bren, do all the forest like the Appalachian Mountains, and nobody's going to be able to cover that ground. It's huge.
no. Right.
You would have to have hundreds and hundreds of people out there doing the same damn thing. Covering, look, is everybody going to get in a line and then push forward to go through? There's no way. There's no way there's going to be people out there that. There's a reason why they aren't seen a lot because they're good. They know what they're doing. They've been doing it for hundreds and hundreds of years. I do think people have seen Bigfoot. I do believe you saw those eyes. I know what I
Hmm.
saw. I know what I saw when last night before last on the camera. I know what I saw. It wasn't a tree. Trees don't breathe.
No.
Okay, so if a Bigfoot is a rare species, that does exist. That we just haven't found properly. It's only been seen from time to time.
Hmm.
Um, how do you feel about the stories that they can magically cloak themselves and all of that shit? Excuse the
I,
French, but I've got
you
to
know,
say that word.
I know
I,
you didn't say excuse the French, Q, like we don't say the F word on this channel.
right. I'm gonna tell you, for these things to, I mean, you can, when it comes to actually catching a Bigfoot on camera, it's never gonna be clear. It's never going to be clear because these
Well,
things
what
are
about
so.
that footage? What about that first footage that guy got, Bren? You can't deny that. I mean,
No,
Do
that
that's
we?
footage was
that's
really,
true.
really like it was somebody out there really in a suit like that, and I don't know. I don't know.
So so
I've heard different
Jackson,
stories about that Patty thing, though. I mean, it's some people saying it's real, some people saying it's fake.
Not shit,
so
cute. Shite.
so
Shite.
Jax is saying in the chat it's not shit, Kim. So who on here honestly believes that a Bigfoot can magically camouflage itself or go invisible?
I
Do we
do.
What?
believe they're like
I
cuttlefish?
do.
Because a cuttlefish can.
Well, cuttlefish, yes, they can do it. There's lots of animals that can cloak themselves. Look at chameleons.
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah.
Cuttlefish are very good at it. They can go from one thing to another. Chameleons can do it. There's even some mammals that can do it. I mean,
I can.
life finds a way.
That's true.
You cannot camouflage. Your clothes don't count.
I can camouflage myself. Trust me. I don't care if I'm dressed in solid white or butt ass naked.
Butt ass naked.
I meant to
Just
put up
saying.
there, y'all. I was trying to push on
Having a jaw.
Ron's
Having a jaw.
comment. Study have found that certain mammals' hair can change colors like a
Like,
chameleon, which is true.
they
What was with
blend
that?
into that.
Right? What like a praying mantis too? A praying mantis itself, and that's just a
It's
little
like a
bug.
stick.
It looks like it make
It's like
itself
a
look like
stick.
a stick. It's camouflaging itself to blend in with what it's around. So
Yep.
well,
Yeah.
who said Bigfoot couldn't do it?
What I'm getting at though is we hear a lot of stories where, particularly when people are trying to connect Bigfoot with UFOs and stuff like that, that they turn around and say that Bigfoot can cloak themselves. Now, don't get me wrong, I understand that animals are able, particularly certain species, are able to camouflage themselves, but camouflage and cloaking are
Two
two
different things. They are.
completely different things.
Yeah,
Cloaking implies possibly technology or some off the scale
I feel.
thing
I
that we don't even know of yet.
I think Bigfoot and the supernatural go hand in hand. Look, they are seen in every stretch of the mountains. They are seen in every stretch, every mountain you can possibly think of. We got the Yeti, the Mongolian monster that's up here in Arizona. They got the Bigfoot. They got whatever the swamp man in Florida, whatever. They have all these Bigfoots. How they get around so quick?
So Jim just said.
What did Jim say? They are Bigfoot. They have real clear hair and will. But yeah, how do you explain how they get that? Like you can see one, poof, and it's gone. You don't hear it run through the forest. You don't hear nothing. You can send it, Brennan. Once you've seen one, you can't find it again, and it's
yeah,
that quick. And you don't hear it running away. You don't hear nothing.
no.
Explain. That's unexplainable.
Normally the only time that you hear these creatures running away is when they're running away on 2 feet. I have heard many a times of these things take off running and they be on 2 feet, and the only thing you can hear because you can't see nothing. The only thing that you can hear is the heavy foot stomps of them running. That's all you can hear.
Yeah, Teddy,
Now,
multi-dimensional. Bren, we've
yeah,
talked about this at extent. We've talked about this a lot.
yep.
Do
Now
they
they get.
have portals?
Hmm.
Do they have a way they can go from one end to the other? I don't know. But not everybody's seeing the same Bigfoot. It's not just
Right.
one.
They say, with the arms being longer than an arm should normally be, those arms are used for them to help them get away to run faster.
Yeah, their gait is much bigger. It's much longer. Their gait, they can move faster. But don't you
Right.
think you would hear something that huge moving through the forest if all the time if they were out there?
Yeah, you would.
I don't know. Bigfoot is like another. Bigfoot goes up there with spirits. I mean, people. There's people that do believe in the spirit. There's people that don't believe. I guess. I mean, look. I know what I saw last night, or the night before, whatever night we were. Was it last night we were on? Was last? No, night before last. I know what I saw. Bren,
Yeah,
you
I did.
saw it, right? It was standing right in front of Teddy.
Yep.
That was the only one I saw, but I saw it, and I saw his eyeballs. I saw everything. It freaked me out because Teddy was so close.
Yeah. Teddy
No,
was
it
not
wasn't
that
a
far.
bear. It
And
couldn't
he
have been a
couldn't have
bear.
zoomed in on it. He couldn't have zoomed in on it because he was on his phone on that live. You cannot zoom on a live. Cannot.
And if it was a bear, it would already ripped Teddy's face off. We wouldn't be. We'd be talking about R.I.P. Teddy right now.
Yeah. Very true. So, all right.
Multi-dimensional. I mean,
Very much so.
possible.
All right. I'm going to continue on this recording.
That's true, Jim. That's true.
In 2004, I was staying at a hunting cabin, and I was hearing some loud wood knocks. It was like a tree hitting a tree, and I heard some other sounds that went along with that. So I came back the next month and I put a game camera out with a motion sensor on it, and come to find out this motion sensor is not working right because it should take a picture when something's about 20 or 25 feet away. And I got a picture of something that's right in front of the camera. And I have a picture of me in front of the camera the next day because I realized they had taken a picture, and I'm waving my hand back in front of the camera to try to get it to go off. So I feel like I need to send it in and get it repaired just so I can document that it's not working right. But it captured a photograph, and it's just like all of the photographs of Bigfoot. It's a low-resolution photograph, but if you'll just be patient and try to look around, what I think is the fingers of this thing as it's reaching out for the camera, its fingers are right in front of the lens, and when the flash went off, it just washed out all the detail and created a glare. But it's the shape of a finger, and if you look around there, Sasquatch face, and there's a little juvenile there with her that's probably about this tall, and he's looking right at the camera. And I'm just glad to share that with anybody. I'm here to tell you, Bigfoot is real. One night, just after dark, I heard a scream. You know, I didn't know. I kept listening. Reckless done it again, and Reckless done it again. And I said, well, what is that? I never heard it in my life. I've been here all my life. And I got my light and I slid it around out there. And it screamed a few more times. And then I heard it run off. And it was run off. It was a four-legged animal running off. I could tell one thing like a deer or something. I could tell it was something. I didn't know what. But it run like a two-legged animal. Like a man. It sounded like that. And I went on back to the camp. We sat there and Ricky slipped back. If you squall right there at us, just right there. And I got my light, couldn't shine no eyes, looked. And that grandson of mine was out in the trailer asleep. And he broke out there. It scared me. He got my horse trailer and shut the door. I mean, he scared me because I didn't run. I was just trying to see what it was. And still didn't know what it was. Still don't know.
Trying to tell the story that you found it?
Oh, and up on a tree, like he rubbed his back, or whatever it was, it rubbed his back. And I gathered this up, and I give it some more to another guy. Who did I give it to?
I remembered how heavy we gave it to.
Yeah, but he, I don't know, it's kind of different. If you feel it with your hand just a little bit there, you can tell it's something different about it, ain't it?
Yeah.
It's almost human, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
It's almost human. You can tell that's not a bear. It ain't coarse like a bear.
Yeah. It stinks.
Yeah, it stinks.
Oh, damn it.
And I found it on a tree. It's about 7-8 miles back in these mountains.
That stunk.
That's bad.
I took a whiff of that hair and oh God. It
smells
bad.
I don't know what it is. But whatever it is, it stinks. Me and my buddy Anthony went.
Okay, so as far as them finding fur, I have not been lucky enough to find any kind of samples of hair since I've been out Bigfoot hunting. I know the difference in smells between the two I have encountered, which is Bigfoot and Dogman. But I've never been lucky enough to encounter a hair sample. And these people, what they're talking about in the video is that, they said that it looked like where a Bigfoot had stopped and scratched its back on a tree. And that's how they got these hair samples. And they said the smell of it was like a very musty smell, which that's what I have smelt being around in Bigfoot territory. A very musty, to me, it smells musty and pissy, is what it smells like to me when it comes to a Bigfoot. So, I mean, these creatures have a different smell. They don't bathe like we do. They don't take care of themselves like we do. They're out in the forest being them. I mean, it's not like a dog. When you come across a dog, you see a dog washing its baby. I don't think a Bigfoot does that. I think Bigfoots, they just go around being how they're being. They live in their own habitat. They smell like the forest. I
See, I
mean,
have seen a thing where they were talking about fair. I don't know whether it's actually this case that we're talking about now, where they they gave forward what they believed was possible, let's call it fair from a Bigfoot. But when it was tested, it resembled more something from a polar bear in its structure, because everybody thinks of a polar bear as being white, whereas when you see a polar bear in captivity, it isn't white, and it's because the, let's call it fur, is more like hollow filaments, which gives off more of a color of the surroundings. That's why polar bears in captivity tend to be dirtier colored, whereas
mhm.
if you see one in the snow, they're white. Um, but I don't know whether that's actually this documentary that you're looking at here.
It's the one that I watched today. The ones that we're listening to is a woman that at a young age she's had her first Bigfoot encounter. She said she was like 3 or 4, sitting in a high chair, and seen this thing glaring back in at her and screamed, "Monster, monster!" This is just all about her encounters, and then she would go around towns, like she would go in and do her investigations and go on and her research, and she would ask different people if they have any stories or knew anything about any Bigfoot sightings in these different towns she would go into. So, I mean, it's probably not the same thing that you're talking about, but like I said, it's just, if you're ever interested in watching stuff like this, it's on Tubi. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. It's called Monster Chronicles. I mean, they have all kinds of different stories about different kinds of cryptids, and I do know that one of the stories coming up, which I think it's like the next one or the one after next, is about the Loch Ness monster. I don't know the Loch Ness monster. I've heard stories, but I don't know nothing about it. Do I know for a fact that the Loch Ness monster is a cryptid? No. People say that it's part of the cryptid family, but I don't know that for sure. I don't know of any
I think
cryptid.
there's,
Go ahead.
I was going to say, I think there's a much higher probability that what we're calling Bigfoot exists in comparison to the Loch Ness monster.
Right.
Purely because I know quite a bit about Loch Ness itself. Um, and I think there's a much higher probability that Bigfoot will eventually be identified as a species, and that there's probably different variations on the species from around the world, hence the different names Sasquatch and Yeti and different variations on the same species, if you like.
Right. Jim says male Sasquatch are the only ones that smell. Females actually do bathe males don't. The group I'm involved with have did deep studies on these creatures. And that could be very well true, Jim. That really could be true. But do I know that to be a fact? No. Um, you would think that a female Sasquatch would bathe their young. You would think. Because, they say that the males are the ones that go out and hunt, and the females are the ones that stay at home or stay in their little habitat, whatever, and take care of the young. So that could very possibly be true. I mean, who is it that trains the young? Is it the mother and the father, or is it the father? Since the males are the one that goes out and hunt.
The thing is, to bathe, for an animal to clean itself, it doesn't need water necessarily. There's a lot of creatures on this planet that clean themselves by using dirt and sand. Bathing is to keep yourself clean. It's not to make yourself smell all pretty like humans do. It's to get rid of lice and bugs and stuff like that. So there's a lot of animals that clean themselves without the use of water.
Are you saying like a dog does? Like a dog will take and lick their babies clean? That's how they wash their babies. You think maybe a Sasquatch does something like that?
I don't see why not. I see no reason why not at all.
It'd be interesting to find out.
It certainly would. Really
What's your
would.
take of this, Sissy? What you think?
But
You're on mute. You're muted.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Damn it. There another thing, like, I believe in ghosts. I see ghosts. I mean, people don't believe we see spirits. Just like people don't believe they see Bigfoot. If you believe in one thing, you got to open up your realm of possibility to believe in the other. You have to. Like, a lot of people think that there's a megalodon in the ocean. I don't think that there is. I don't think that there is because their diet was blue whale, and there's only 20,000 blue whales left in the ocean. That would be chomp, 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 chomp.
Mm-hmm.
But people say they have seen them. People say they see Bigfoot. They say, if you believe in one thing, you got to open the realm possibility that maybe not everybody can be wrong. There's a lot
That's
of
true.
people that see Bigfoot, Brent. There's a lot of people that see it, and they know and it scares the piss out of them. They don't want to tell nobody because then they think they're cuckoo. Same with us. There's
Yeah.
people that go, "Oh, you don't see ghosts, you don't see spirits." Just like my sister's boyfriend didn't believe it all until one night he was playing in the kitchen and he saw one. Comes in the next day, he goes, "I was 50-50. I'm 100% in now." So, can Bigfoot exist? Sure. Why not?
Do
Why
you
not?
believe? Do you believe that female stay home and take care of their babies? Do you believe they bathe them? And how do you believe they bathe them?
Hmm. I don't know. I mean, well, they're known to be by water, right?
Yeah.
They stay like kind of where any predator is going to stay where water is. Think about it. What drinks in the water? Their meal. They're gonna stay where, like Jim said, they're an apex predator. They're going to stay where lunch is. So deers come down to the brook to take a drink. Other animals do. Gotcha. So maybe they bathe in water. But I know they say there's a specific smell that's not really pleasant when they're around. But shit, skunks are adorable, but that ain't pleasant to smell.
Hell no. Hell no.
Girl, I knew someone who loved the smell of it. I said, "You got to be, my lord, gives me a
What
headache."
what is it? What is pleasant about the smell of a skunk? What is
I don't know.
pleasant?
She said she liked the smell. I don't know.
What is wrong with Pepe Le Pew?
Nothing's wrong
His
with Pepe Le Pew. I don't think I don't think he had a stank. I just think he was Pepe Le Pew. I don't know. Maybe they bathe him in water, but then again, maybe they put something on them so whatever's hunting them can't smell them. Just like I told you the other day, I said, "Why did my dog eat her puppy's, poop?" And it says wolves do that to keep the scent off so predators don't come in and get their babies. It makes sense why they do it. Dogs came from wolves. Maybe they bathe them and maybe they do use water, but maybe they just have that. Maybe they have a scent gland that makes them smell like that.
But how would we
Like
argue the fact?
dogs have a scent gland that's horrible. Like
How
Jax,
would
he's got a scent gland. Oops, he was there. I didn't know Jax was up here. Shit, my bad. How you doing?
how
You too. Say nothing, but I didn't know he was gonna come up so quick. Shit.
how
I think
would
they
we
have every
argue the
animal has a scent
fact?
gland.
How would we argue the fact that a lot of skeptics, and I am a skeptical person, although I do believe Bigfoot is a possibility. A lot of skeptics against
That's
the
right, Jim.
Bigfoot theory would say, well, why have we never found bones? Now, I can give multiple reasons why we wouldn't find bones. Jax, you were sticking your hand up there. Why?
He's
What
like,
would you
me, me,
give
me, me, me.
as a few reasons for why Bigfoot bones have not been found?
There's two reasons. One is just a theory, but the other one is pretty much a fact. Number one, the first theory that I have, or the only theory that I have, is that maybe they bury their dead.
It's a possibility.
Now, this one is pretty much factual. Just like the body farm that's located over here in America. Um, Tennessee, I believe, University of Tennessee, it's affiliated with. They put dead carcasses of animals out in the forest and they film it with a high speed camera and watch the maggots and everything and the carnivores and they come in and they scatter the bones all over the place and by a week's time the body is gone completely. Doesn't even look like there was even a body there.
But Life Adventures, keeping it real, said we have found bones. A lot of people have, but the government will cover it up. I get where you're coming from, but why? Why would the government cover up the fact that there's a species out there? Let's just say Bigfoot is similar to a gorilla, a different species of a gorilla. Why would they hide the fact? I mean, yes, I understand the government will do whatever they need to do for whatever reasons they feel fit. But why would they hide the fact that you know, we've just found a new species. Surely they would want to catch one, stick it in a zoo, and tax the hell out of everybody to go and view it.
Okay, why would they hide UFOs and alien bodies and live aliens?
Yeah, that's a completely different topic, though.
It's not a completely different topic.
Oh no, no, it is a completely different
No, it's
topic.
not.
You
The point is that
no,
they're hiding. Yes, the point is that they're hiding it.
and as I said, the government will hide things, but when it comes to aliens, that implies their higher technology, and the American government or any government around the world wouldn't want the population to think that they are subservient to a more advanced species. Whereas Bigfoot might not be more advanced, it might just be a different species. Aliens and Bigfoot, completely different kettle of fish. Why they would hide.
I'm not talking about aliens versus Bigfoot. I'm talking about the government hiding stuff. That's what I'm talking about. It's the same thing. It's the same thing.
Them hiding things,
Yeah.
yes, they will. But the
Okay.
reasons for hiding things can be completely different. And I believe,
Doesn't matter. The point is that they're hiding it.
see, now you're saying they are hiding it.
What they could be. Sure.
I'm, I'm not saying they're not, but you're saying they are hiding it. What I'm saying is, why would they hide the fact that Bigfoot exists?
I don't know. I don't necessarily think that they are. Because in 1975, they put out an indigenous species that lived out in Washington State, and Bigfoot was in that book. So they pretty much said, yes, Bigfoot exists.
I did actually see that book that you're talking about.
Hmm. So there's I have no doubt in my mind that there's plenty of wilderness out there that man has not set foot in. And as long as there's berries and fish and whatnot out there, it's the wilderness out there is big enough to support said species.
And people say as well about, well, they would need a large population. But in actual fact, they wouldn't really need a large population.
I think it's a lot bigger than what people think.
Oh, quite possibly. But, you don't need cities of Bigfoots for them to survive. You only need relatively small groups of them to survive, to be able to propagate and continue.
See, I think it's a distant relative of Gigantopithecus. Came over on the land bridge,
And that
and
would
then.
explain why we have stories of Yeti
Hmm.
in comparison to stories of Bigfoot.
Hmm. Well, it's the same creature. It's just a different area.
Yeah, and descriptions tend to be slightly different in coloration, but
Oh, yeah, because they're in different locations around the world. So yeah, their structure and their color and all that stuff would obviously change over time.
yeah, well, I fully agree with that. That's why I fully believe that one day we might well discover the new species.
And why would there be? Okay, if they don't think that these things exist, then why are some areas that you can bring up charges on murder for killing one? Just saying.
Well, it makes you wonder, doesn't it? that all backs up the reasons why I think there is a possibility that these things exist. I'd say I'm a skeptic on most things, but I do think that one day there's a very good chance we're gonna discover, holy shit. Well, and people that said they saw Bigfoot, a lot of them were right, because look, here's one. I think it'll
Yeah.
happen. I think
Other
there's a
than
good
that guy
chance
that
of it.
other than that guy that pulled one out of his freezer and said that his father shot.
I was talking to Brendan about that before.
Yeah.
Yeah, Peter Crane, the dog trailer.
He was talking to it before the live went on.
Yeah, but
Mm-mm.
that's just a parody. You can't take that serious. That's just for the use of his YouTube channel. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we have about 10 more minutes of this left, and then it's over with. So I'm gonna start it back over again, yeah, or not start it back over, but continue it.
Visited my dad up in Chicago, and we were on our way back. We stopped in Sulphur, Oklahoma, where my grandparents live. They got a little ranch in the Arbuckle Mountains.
Thank you.
And we stopped there and we were eating some brisket, and nobody was home. We were going to stay there for the night because we've been driving a long way. And we walked out the front door, and it's pitch black. Can't see anything out there. And we were standing in the front yard, and on the side of the house where you can't see the driveway because it's a square house. And there's a floodlight over there that's got a motion detector on it. And we were standing out here just looking at the darkness, and out of the corner of my eye, I see the floodlight come on the other side of the house. And I swung around and looked over there, and a red Bigfoot was hunched over, peeking around the house at us right under the light. And right when it saw me, it ducked down and ran behind a car and jumped down this gully. We heard it slide down in the ditch, kind of like down there. And oh man, I was scared. We jumped in the car, and I was yelling at my buddy to lock the door. He couldn't lock it fast enough for me. And we drove over there with the spotlight. We couldn't see anything, but anyway, after all that driving, I still drove all the way back to Houston. We didn't stay there that night. But next time we came up, we looked up at the floodlight, and the infrared sensor was poked out, and that floodlight doesn't work anymore. And there's nothing that could hit it. It's under an overhang, too high for me to reach. When I first started, I was just usually carrying a disposable camera. That's all I could really afford. And I just kind of searched back roads. I was looking for trails, game trails, various formations, footprints, whatever. If I get on a road that looked interesting and there weren't any homes around or anything, I'd kind of walk in this game trail, walk up it for a little ways and see if I could see anything else, see if I can see any footprint. I've only found one good clear footprint, and I didn't have casting material at the time. And what I did was I had some fluorescent red spray paint and sprayed it, took a good picture of it, had something to, measure it with. I basically do is talk to some of the locals in the area and ask them if they've had any strange experiences, and what area they were at and stuff like that. A lot of people are very informative.
I'm a Vietnam veteran. I've seen different things that doesn't spook me too much. But one night before a front come in, I was deer hunting. I forgot my flashlight when I went out. It was cloudy, and I couldn't see this far in front of my face. But I had a little rise going up the mountain. A rock About halfway up, stumbling, falling down, I found a big cedar tree off a trail. I sat down on the side. So I was waiting for light, and it took forever that day because of the cloudy in the front coming in. And all of a sudden I heard heavy steps coming down off the side of the mountain. I've been out and I've heard deer walk at night before you see them. Everybody in hunts know what I'm talking about. Or little animals, you can pick them out. But I couldn't figure what this thing was. And it's coming down the trail, and it kept getting closer and closer. And finally, it was coming down so close, I threw my 30-06 off of safety, and I fixed to shove it through the trees. I sat there, and the hair started climbing up on the back of my head. And so I thought, what should I do here? I don't like this. And I was fixing to shove it through and shoot. And I didn't, and it bent off on a rough, straight down drop off and walked on out. And I can't tell you what it was. I don't know.
Young adult, she and her friend had a harrowing encounter with something moving through the woods.
I went to work seismograph. We were in northwestern Louisiana. And I was brand new at that. I was probably 19. It's my first job in the seismograph field. We were based in Ruston, Arcadia, Louisiana. And they had me and another gal clean up lines. We had to pick up flagging and cover the shot holes, which it was a shot hole crew. They used dynamite. And we got to this private lake. This was probably near Homer, Louisiana. There was a private lake with a couple of cabins, and we went on deeper into brush and lowlands, and there's some places where it was, can't say it was swampy, but there was like an inch of stagnant water all through there. Hearing things to the side of us, like somebody was following us, or, we both were kind of in denial, saying, well, and the further we got in, the thicker this stuff was, and it just seemed like it was getting closer. Finally got to a clearing, but there was like woods all the way around this clearing. We took a break. We discussed, if we thought we were being followed and stuff like that. And this other girl that worked with me, she always wore bright colors and a lot of heavy perfume and stuff, fancy. I thought, well, maybe the boss is watching us, making sure we're doing our job, and we just continued on after we rested some. We probably had about a mile to go, and it was thick woods. At least there was no more water, on the ground and stuff. Something just kept following us, and it seemed closer. And every once in a while, you hear like a heavy breath. And, with it being that area stunk anyway, it had a really bad musty odor through the area. And it's like, we started freaking. And then we heard the horn honk. The guy was supposed to meet us at the next clearing at the fence line. And we decided to blow off the flagging, not cover the shot holes, and we just started jogging, running, and we got within sight of the truck driver, and he turned around, and his face just went flush white, and he yelled at us, said, hurry up, get your, to the truck and don't look back. He said, run. We just took off running. And I was the one behind. We come to the fence and it had been laid over for a long time. Thank goodness. And we both just jumped over it and we ran and jumped into the truck. And the truck driver had started up the truck about the same time as we got to the fence. And there was a figure, on two legs. It had to been about 8.5, 9 foot tall, running back into the woods. And then we lost sight of it. It scared the truck driver so bad he peeled out of there and he got that four-wheel drive stuck because the ground was moist in that area. And we all stuck together and never really talked about it. From the time we were there in Louisiana, we were all just kind of glad to get out of Louisiana and went to Texas. There was a time where I had my cousin come down. He was a big burly biker. We sat on.
Okay, I'm gonna stop it there because there's not many seconds left of that because I didn't record that whole story. But where she said she was talking about how they were out in the woods and the person that she had with her that day wore a lot of perfume. Look, it doesn't matter what you wear into the woods. These things can see you and smell you before you even get there. Their sense of smell, from what I have heard since I have been Bigfoot hunting, their sense of smell is very good. A lot of times you'll go out in the woods and you won't see them, but they'll see you. They're watching your every move. They're watching what you're doing. I said, I really honestly believe these creatures are not stupid. These all the things that these creatures can do. These creatures are not stupid, by no means. If they really wanted to get them people that was in the woods when all that happened, they could have got them. But these things just want to be left alone. They don't want to be bothered.
Yep.
That's the only thing about Bigfoot. What are they here on our earth for? I still don't know to this day. But there's a reason they were put on this earth. There's a reason. And
I
Danny,
think that
go ahead, Q.
I think they're probably just another species. But as you say, their sense of smell, I mean, if they've got the sense of smell like the common dog, their sense of
Mm-hmm.
smell is 2 million times better than a human.
Well,
Yeah.
So, so like you say, it doesn't matter whether you're wearing perfume. You could be not wearing any perfume or anything. They're still gonna be able to smell you. A dog can smell you when you're not wearing anything.
Yeah. Your deodorant, your shampoo, anything that you have this that you use, they can smell them. Even if you, because I see, I've got a bad habit. This is something that is part of my attire every day. I put my face on, I put my perfume on, I put my deodorant on. So when I go out in the woods, they smell that. I'm not gonna go out in the woods smelling like I ain't took a bath in 4 or 5 days, especially when it's hot outside. You be walking through the woods and you're gonna be walking around the woods smelling just like them,
oh
stink
yeah.
and smell like must. They're still gonna see you. They're still gonna be able to tell that you're not one of them.
Ron
What
says
makes a
my feet.
difference? Yeah, I seen that. I was getting ready to say that. I seen that. Danny, I'm sorry that your channel got taken down. That's ridiculous. I mean, how many of us get copyright strikes? And the copyright strikes can be fixed. Why take a channel down for copyright strikes before you're monetized? Everything that every one of your videos they got copyright strikes. You're required to fix them before you can get monetized. That would be a lot of videos he'd have to go back and fix.
Mhm.
But that's ridiculous. I would start a petition on that, Danny. So yeah, that was the video that I watched on Oklahoma Bigfoot today. And they say I should have watched this yesterday, so I would have had it done, but I didn't. I watched it today. There are outdoors all the time. We are stuck inside with cigarette smoke and fish sticks. Yes, they smell us. That's what Uncle Bones said. Oh wow. But honestly guys, this is a learning experience for me because I will never ever truly ever know what a Bigfoot is all about. Even though I go out and I hunt them, which I haven't been on a good hunt in a while, but I will start going back out. You guys will start seeing videos pop back up there. Um the things that I have experienced and been through being out dealing with these things is unreal. That's why I know that there's something else out there, not just because I seen one, but I know there's something else out there beyond this world that not everybody in this world has seen. In order to throw something, you have to have hands. That night that I saw my first Bigfoot, that thing's head was up in the branches and it was standing on 2 feet, covered in hair. But the only really thing that I could get a real good look at was its eyeballs. I have never seen a deer with eyes that big. I have never seen a bear with eyes that big. And the way its eyes glue was a yellowish greenish color. I seen a yellow before I seen green. That thing was able to watch us all throughout the woods where we went to and walked around us while we were up in that graveyard, the 1844 graveyard, doing that ghost investigation. These things are able to mimic different animals. They are very intelligent, very smart. And they know how to survive out there in the wilderness. They know. That's how they're able to stay hidden as well as they are. Some people get lucky and catch them on camera, like me. I have caught many on camera. Are you able to see all their faces? See their faces and see their whole body structure? No, not all the time. That's why I had one of my videos that I put up on TikTok. It was one of my cryptid videos. Somebody made the comment in there saying the face is always blurry, and it is. You can never get a clear picture of their face. It's always pretty much blurred out. It's not nothing, no trick of the camera, no editing to blur the face out. It's just the way their pictures come out. It's the way the videos come out. But you can still see their body structure. You can still tell that that's not no damn grizzly bear. That's not no bear, period. It's something very large and bipedal standing on 2 feet. My first ever Bigfoot that I caught on camera was a juvenile. It wasn't as big as the adult ones, but it was still a Bigfoot. I was happy just to be able to catch something like that on camera.
Well, you never know, Brenda. Maybe tomorrow the news will be released that they've been found, and you'll be jumping on a private chat with me on our private chats, and I'll be saying to you, "See, I told you they were real."
Right? Let's see. Jim says there was an attack by a big hairy creature just outside of Winston-Salem, North Carolina 2 weeks ago. You won't read about it in the paper because it was covered up. And I do believe that the government has something to do with the reason why these things, I mean, there's been many sightings, but the reason why they won't classify these things as something known, because the government is covering it up until the reason that they're on this planet Earth comes out. I believe that's when Bigfoot will be known as real. Even though you keep having all these reportings, these sightings, like, yeah, you guys ain't seen nothing. That's the same thing I was told when I first reported what I seen. People said I was crazy. that I didn't see no Bigfoot. I still to this day get called crazy that there's no such thing. And I don't care what people think. Seeing is believing. So that's just my take on it. And I will go to my grave with the same story. I have told the same story since I have started Bigfoot hunting. My story has not changed. And it will not, because I know what I saw that night. I know what we caught on camera that night in that video, what's hidden in the woods on Hawk Paranormal. You could see him walking into the woods. And you know what? You couldn't see him because it was at night. You could see his body looked like a white, like remember how I was telling you the other night that when the night vision camera catches a Bigfoot on camera, it's a white figure. It's not colored, it's a white figure. And that's what was seen walking into the woods when he had caught that ghost peeking from behind the tree. And when it was peeking behind a tree, you could see in the background, you could see something very tall walking on 2 feet, walking into the woods. Give me 2 weeks, 1 pack of bacon, and 15-foot rope, 2 Viagra, and a gorilla suit cut in the shape of assless chaps, and someone brave enough to be baited, and I will have Bigfoot for you. That's what Alp said. I should have known he was going to chime in. That's funny though. Look, look. I keep threatening. I think it's Thorn at work. I keep threatening him that I'm going to tie his ass to a tree and strap a bunch of bacon around his ass, and then I'm going to set a damn cast iron skillet in front of him, and I'm going to start cooking bacon right in front of him, and then I'm going to walk away so that aroma of bacon goes all throughout the forest. He's going to be the bait so I can catch the Bigfoot on camera.
Eli said he'd do it. He likes anal probing.
Jason chimed in too. We're gonna get Eli to do it too. We're gonna use Eli for bait.
No, Ops. No. No.
Let's see. Ron said some of the eyes have white in them too. Yeah, they do. But what I seen that night, the first time I had ever seen their eyes when Billy's headlamp caught that Bigfoot. I seen the yellow first. The yellow was there, and then it grew green. That's the first thing I saw looking at him. I vote bait guy on as Jaxx. Hops is gonna make you the bait guy.
That's why I said no, Ops.
I want somebody to be the bait, damn it, so I can set the cameras up and catch them because they're gonna come towards that bacon smell.
Don't be looking at me.
We'll make Jason the bait guy. Jason could be the bait guy. Jason's brave.
Not, not a little bit too brave. As I'll be having knives and I'll be gutting that sucker as soon as he gets close.
You ain't gonna be able to gut him because you'll be strapped to a tree.
I wouldn't be strapped down. I cut myself free.
And Q doesn't need bacon. He'll have a whole suitcase full of peanut butter.
Look, I was trying to keep this good. I was trying not to cut up or anything and not talk about no peanut butter. But since you got it started, I was trying to be good. But anyways, does anybody have anything to add in about this? I mean, everything that we have talked about, we have kept a steady at least anywhere from 8 to about 11, 12 people in the chat throughout this night. Does anybody have anything else to chime in with about what we talked about tonight? Because I'm asking my chat. You know, you have heard everything we have talked about. Is there anybody that has a different opinion about anything? I mean, now's the time to say something. Casper said he does. He'll talk about Bigfoot all night long. Yes, Jax, you but you can't wear red the red flannel, but to mainly looking and scare him off.
Be
Mm.
too manly and scare him off.
Oh, I be too manly. My bad. Got to remember I'm drinking. I'm trying to read. Miss Brenda, your toy went off. My toy went off. No, my toy's been put away, Ron. I put that away a long time ago when you told me to stop playing with my toy.
Oh
I got
snap!
caught, so I put it away. I just put it away. I decided I wasn't going to play with my toy tonight. So you're gonna wear your red flannel out there to the woods, and we're gonna make you the bait. We're gonna strap all that bacon around you, right?
Yeah, but you're not strapping me into a tree. I'll be the bait, but I won't. You're not strapping me to a tree.
Let's strap you to a tree and wrap bacon around you and fry bacon in front of you. That'll bring them to us.
I'm not being no pro by no Bigfoot. No.
No, aliens probe. Bigfoot rips the shreds. There's a difference.
Mm.
Jax, just think of the money from the pay-per-view.
What money? Who's gonna pay for it?
Me?
Okay, I want it in advance.
The check is already in the mail.
I'm sure it is.
So everybody in chat, who would pay for a pay-per-view if we strap Jax to a tree and put bacon all around him?
All right, you know what?
Come on,
I'll do
chat,
it. I'll
back
do
me
it.
up.
I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I'll do it. When we doing this?
As soon as possible, brother. As soon as possible. You
Yeah,
see what Milo Demick
like
said? Take one for the team, man.
I like what Ron said. Jax for science.
Right? I gotta pin that one up so everybody can see that one. Jax for science.
Yeah. See, even even Danny said, better hope old Bigfoot don't want to do no probing. Yeah, exactly.
Look, I have heard, but see, it's funny because Matt says that their cockadoodle doos are not used for pleasure; they're used for mainly mating to making young. So what you got to worry about? If it's as little as Matt says it is, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Yeah, you've got nothing to worry about, Jax. What's the problem?
With my
Hey,
luck, it'll be
Ripley.
like with my luck, it'll end up being like 36 inches long or some damn foolish thing.
Yeah, I mean, they'll take their 3 inches elsewhere. Maybe it's only 3 inches if it's only used for mating. Remember, their stuff's not used for pleasure. So it's going to be 3 inches, but how wide is that 3 inches? It says, tape the gorilla suit on Jax, cut the ass out, fry and season the bacon with Viagra. Easy.
Ops, you know this isn't like pick on Jack's night tonight, right?
Sure it is.
I know what you're gonna say.
Let's see. Uncle
Please don't
Bones
say it.
said, Jax, get a boombox and play this, and it gives you a link to play it. I saw Bigfoot. He was hung like a horse, is what Danny said. And Ripley said, hey, Q.
Hey,
Look,
Ripley.
I can't remember where I heard it. I really honestly can't remember where I heard it. But I heard somebody tell a story that they saw two Bigfoot going at it. And saying that it was like watching two crazy ass animals screwing each other when they seen the two Bigfoot going. And they said they were out in the water fishing, and they happened to see two Bigfoot going at it. The female and the male must have been mating during mating season. Must have been. I don't think I'd ever want to see them going at it. No, I'm good. Mm, mm. Who knows? I've never seen a Bigfoot pecker, so I couldn't tell you how big it is. But according to Matt, they're not very big.
Well, how would he know that?
But Matt, you should do research on Bigfoot too. I'm just
Okay, I'm
saying.
not
You
gonna
never
go
know.
researching how big is a Bigfoot's pita weeder. Come on.
Alan Fry, hello. How's that a report from my channel? Oh my God. How's that a report from my channel? Oh my God. Okay, Danny, I'm confused. Alan Fry. Uh, Danny, tell me what you mean by that, because I guess I'm slow tonight. What you mean by that? Op said that wasn't Bigfoot, Danny. I am furry. Now you know why my kindergarten teacher called me tripod.
Wow.
Ops is a mess. I love it though.
First grade
I don't.
teacher called him kickstand.
I say I was called hillbilly throughout my schooling because I guess that they said that I dressed like a hillbilly. I didn't consider myself dressing like a hillbilly. Let's see. First grade teacher called me kickstand. Miss Brenda, are they're not cut. Growers, not showers. Hmm. Growers, not showers. Mm. Maybe I dressed like a hillbilly because whenever we would ruin our pants or whatever, my mom would cut our pants off into shorts. You know how you do that and you have strings hanging and stuff. We didn't care about stuff back then. Hell, that was back in the early '80s, early to mid '80s. See, the two Bigfoot FU was a report I made a video about saw by fishing guard. That's what it was. That was Danny's channel. I knew I had seen that on somebody's channel. It was Danny's channel I seen that on.
Mm.
I said, Danny's got good videos up on his channel. He really does. Showers. Okay, I got it. Showers. That's what it was, Danny. I knew it was on somebody's channel because I followed so many Bigfoot channels. That's the reason why I was trying to remember whose channel I seen it on, but I knew I seen it on somebody's. I remember the good ones, not so much the bad ones.
Yep.
But anyway, guys, it's
Funny.
going on 2 hours. Anybody's got anything else to add in before I close this down?
Yeah, Brenda, if you had to put your life on it, would you say Bigfoot is a species that at the moment is being, let's say, undiscovered? Or is it some sort of extra dimensional whatever?
Bigfoot has been discovered. There's been so many sightings out there. Now, when it comes to extra dimensional or anything, I believe that. I do. Because with these things being able to disappear the way they are, I
Mm-hmm.
really honestly believe that they are dimensional. I do. And I still swear and I will go to my grave believing this that Bigfoot and paranormal are still the same thing. I do.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I agree with
And
that.
that's my beliefs. I don't care what anybody else thinks, but that is my beliefs. Tomorrow I'm putting up a UFO hovering behind my house. Oh, hell. If y'all have not been subscribed to Danny Staten, do go check his channel out. Danny, do what you can to get a petition out to get your channel put back up. Everybody else is having their channels taken down. Ghost Op said, my second grade teacher nicknamed me Teddy Roosevelt. Walk softly on, carry a big stick. Destination Arrow. Ripley said, still here playing games with my brother. It's okay. I appreciate you guys being here. I appreciate you guys popping in. I was gonna send you guys a link, but I wasn't too sure on how you guys felt about talking about Bigfoot. So if y'all okay with talking about Bigfoot, I will send you guys links next time. Think of Congo apes, only discovered 50 or 60 years ago. How long ago was it that Bigfoot was actually discovered? How
Oh,
long was it?
you're going back thousands of years.
Right. But if you remember correctly, on however many lives ago that I did, remember me making the statement that I said when we were growing up and running through the woods, did we pay attention to the tree structures and how things were laid? And did
Nope,
we pay attention to stuff like that? Why is it
nope.
now that we can go into the woods and actually see all this stuff now that when we didn't see it when we were growing up?
Because
Why?
we're older.
Well, not just because we're older. You eyes still see what you see. Whenever you're walking through the woods, you pay attention to whatever's around you. Do you not? You
Yeah,
know, you
but
still have wild out there.
before you didn't care about your surroundings. You would just go run and play, hide and seek, hide behind this falling tree or whatever. Now it's more like, you know,
I'm involved in Bigfoot and paranormal and motorized bicycle, and all three have very big communities. I'm interested in everything. There's nothing wrong with that, Jim. Warner Brothers copyrighted them. He said Warner Brothers copyrighted all their stuff because they started their YouTube channel. If you have Warner Brothers on your channel, they will get you. They gave me 88 strikes in 4 minutes. Oh, good God.
mm,
That's crazy, Danny. Why all of a sudden? I mean, I know they started the YouTube channel, but why all of a sudden? You know, even with it we're doing with wrestling, if they was gonna get you, they should have got you right there. That's why you can't play music in any of your videos. You get copyrighted. It's the same damn thing, regardless if they. Oh, shut up, Brenda. But that's messed up, Danny. That's really messed up. Uncle Bones. There was a link in 1974 Redbone Native American band on national TV. Mm, I can tell you some people still don't look at the surroundings in tunnel vision. Maybe that's what it was, Ron. Maybe back then when we were walking through the woods, it was tunnel vision. We just was looking straight ahead. We weren't really looking side to side like you think you was. But I wish back then I could remember walking through the woods off of all the things that I seen. Because I couldn't tell you what I seen back then. I don't know. Some of the videos were 2 years old. Huh. How can YouTube do that? How? It don't make no sense. They should have copyrighted him then and there. Anything else they'll copyright your ass for. Why not that? To be honest, Danny, I always wondered how he was able to post stuff like that. I always did. I wondered if you did get copyright claims or not when you posted stuff like that. That and what's some of the other videos that you did that I always wondered, like some of these old songs or old movies or something like that that you posted. Did you ever get copyrighted for those? Because if they're going to copyright him for wrestling stuff, then they should copyright him for that stuff too. If they're going back all the way 2 years copyrighting his ass. That is why I play porn music in my videos. No one will claim and copyright you and admit they are a pervert.
bow chicka bow bow.
Ron said, back then I was riding motorcycles through the woods. Didn't see much. Well, no, you wouldn't moving that damn quick. You really wouldn't. But I'm talking about when we used to walk through the woods because me and my sisters, we walked through the woods. That we walked through the woods with my father. And I didn't never notice stuff like this, but now when I walk through the woods, I watch everything around me. I watch for structures. I listen. Daily Dan was in Lockbeard's chat and poof, he was wiped. Later, Dan came back telling us what happened. Oh, see, I like listening to Lockbeard stuff. I pop up in his chats from time to time too. Lockbeard will tell it like it is, and that's one of the reasons I like Lockbeard. I got a copyright strike already for putting up a commercial from 1956 talking about Corona in 2020 and where it came from. Then Danny said, I had 2,000 claims. Who cares who gets 2 cents? It's the strikes that get you. Most people are happy with the claim. Long as they get the 2 cents, they don't care. So they say, are you telling me that you only get paid 2 cents for commercials? I mean, I know they don't get paid much for the commercials that are in there, but that's apparently somehow how you make your money through when you're monetized. Jim, anything with the corona. Lockbeard is locked out right now. Also, Lockbeard is locked out? See, that's the reason why I haven't seen him up there. I was wondering what happened to him. Because, like I said, normally when I see Lockbeard up there, I pop in his chats. What did Lockbeard do? Will he get copyrighted too?
Probably nothing.
Well, I said these people are getting copyrighted for some BS. I mean,
Mm,
seriously.
Danny, Self-Cax.
Yeah, South Cats had a petition up trying to get their original South Cats brought back up. They took them how many years to get monetized? I think the last time I seen their subscriber count, it was like almost 2K.
Yep.
They're trying their hardest to get their stuff back up too. They deserve to have their channel back up. YouTube takes in copyrights for stupid stuff. They really do. Stuff that easily stuff that can be fixed. Stuff that if you don't want it repeated, don't put it up.
Well, it was supposed to be commercial free and all that stuff, music, and they used it on their channel, and that's what got them taken down.
He's in the shit list. Oh Lord, I'm sure that Lockbeard will talk about it when he's able to come back. Danny says depends on the number of subs on your channel and views on the blog. I get 11 cents a view. That's not too bad. Let's see. Alan Fry said face purple crying. Let's see. Pyrodemic medical misinformation. He's still able to put shorts on another channel he has. But see, the only one that I know of his is the Lockbeard one. That's it. That's the only one I have followed him on. If you're talking about Lockbeard, Lockbeard did a story with me. My stuff got used, being claimed to be another Bigfoot channel stuff, and Lockbeard did a story about me too. He sure did. The guy took pictures out of my videos and put them up on his channel saying, looks like a family has moved in. Time for me to go out and investigate. And it was my stuff the whole time. You could see all these Bigfoot up in the trees and in the bushes and stuff. But he used my stuff to claiming it to be his. And when I confronted him about it, I got an email back saying that one of his friends, some guy named Larry, had took it, and he wasn't sure where it came from. He thought it came from his stuff. I'm sitting here like, yeah, okay, whatever. I said, take it down or give me props for the rightful owner of it. And I was
I remember
notified.
that.
I was. See, even Jason remembers that. I was notified about it that day by matter of fact, Danny telling me that you're being talked about. Okay, and he sent me a channel link. So I said people think that I don't have people out there watching what's going on with my stuff. I do. Matter of fact, the person that sent me the video link was a good female friend of mine saying, Brenda, I know this wood line. This is your wood. This is your picture. This is from your video. And I went and looked at it. I'd be damned if it wasn't. So, Lockbeard is good people. He really is Uncle Bones. BMR, what's going on, Bigfoot, Michigan? Rob, you missed a good show. You're gonna have to go back and watch. I did recorded a documentary of Oklahoma Bigfoot, and we talked about it. It's a really good show tonight, and I'm sorry you missed it. I think you would have enjoyed it. But let's see, that purple face cry is Alan posting through Facebook. I think it is an emoji on our end. Maybe, maybe. I don't know if it's I think I know which emoji you're talking about. I think I have seen it. I probably do. I will go find it. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it. I did pop in your guys' live the other night. It was pretty good. What I could catch of it before I lost signal. I try to watch as much as I can, you guys, because everybody knows I'm constantly working, and the Wi-Fi at work has been shit lately. I can't even get up on no live or join in on any live. So, anyways, if you guys don't know, Bigfoot Michigan Rob, him and Trendy Paracryptid Research are the two of the Bigfoot hunters that helped me start on my Bigfoot journey. I have much respect for Bigfoot Michigan Rob and Trendy Paracryptid Research. And these are good people. If you are not subscribed to their channel, please do go check them out. They have lives every a couple of weeks, and they're really really good people. See, Uncle Bones said, "Dang, I am listening to Greengrass and High Tides by the Outlaws in the background." See, I wish I could play
Yes.
music up here. I can't play music up here. I'll get copyrighted. Every little thing you do, you get copyrighted for. Every little thing. Okay, Danny subbed on. Right. My uncle. But anyways, y'all, look, it's over 2 hours. I normally try to run about 2 hours. I know last time we ran about 4 hours, but we were cutting up and having fun. Much love to everybody in the chat. Thank you for being here. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do next week yet, but I did do a paranormal investigation last Sunday. So go check that out. It's called St.
The
Barnabas.
heck? The heck?
That came in when Jason turned his thing on. I'd go check
Oh,
out the St. Barnabas investigation. It was a good one. Somebody played a cruel joke on me during the investigation and used a Bluetooth speaker. But go check that out if you're interested. Much love, everybody. Thank you for being here. And I'm gonna shut this down. I will see you next Thursday night about 8 o'clock, and be watching for that notification of what it's going to be about. We love you, everybody. Have an amazing night.
There we go.
Later, y'all.